So there's different types of ways to buy and sell stocks. You can buy a stock with a limit order, with a market order, with a stop limit order. There's all kinds of different orders. The idea of, how you place your order. But there's basically the main three there with the market, the limit, and kind of the stop limit. The idea, I'm going to break this down for you guys. So right into it with the limit order. Say this stock is at 235 over here, and I want to buy at 235. And that's the maximum amount of money that I want to spend on this stock. I'm going to put 500 shares in here, just like that. 500 shares. I'm going to put my price in there at 235, and then I'm going to click buy with a limit order there. So that's the maximum amount that I'm going to pay for this stock. Go in on the bid on level 2. You'll see it pop up there. I'm trying to buy shares. 500 shares at 235. It'll pop up just like that. 235, 5 shares, meaning 500 shares trying to be bought there. And if I want to sell a stock with a limit order, it's the same idea. If I want to sell the stock at 235, I see people trying to buy it there at 235. I'm going to put my limit order in there, clicking limit, putting 500 shares for sale, putting my price being 235, and then clicking. The way that my broker set up is, when I don't own any shares, I can just click short, and that's basically short selling that stock. I'll get into that later in another video, but we're talking about how to buy and sell right now with different types of orders. The next type of order is going to be a market order. Basically, if I put in my shares there at 500 shares, I want to buy it, I'm going to click buy, and I'm going to get the price on the ask. So if the ask is normally, at 236, 237, I'm going to buy it there. It's going to instantly fill at whatever the market price is. The market price is always going to be the ask, because that's what people are willing to sell that stock at. Right then, that's kind of the market price for that stock. When you put a limit order in, you're basically going under the market or maybe going over the market in terms of where you're looking to get in. If a stock is moving up really fast and you want to put a limit order in, trying to get in above the market, that's also a possibility. You can buy a little bit higher than what the stock's at. If you're trying to get filled with larger size, that's an option. But overall, when you're trying to buy and sell with the market, you're going to basically get whatever people are willing to pay for that stock or what people are willing to sell it for. So that's kind of the market idea. Same thing when you're going to sell at market, you're going to put in your shares, how many you want to sell, however many shares that you have, you're going to put in market, and you're going to click sell, and that's going to sell there at 235. Meaning the bid here on level 2, you'll see 235, that's what the price that you'd get. So if you bought this stock at $2 and it went up to 235, you click sell there at market, it would sell at 235. Another option that you can have is a stop limit. So a stop limit order can work a couple different ways. Say I buy this stock at $2, it goes up to 235, and then it keeps going higher. So I'm going to put my stop limit, because I kind of want to get that 235, but maybe this wants to go higher. So I'm going to put my stop limit being, if a stock comes back to that price, I might get out. Also, if I buy it at 235 and it drops down to $2, I'm going to put my stop limit, an idea that I'm going to stop out at $2 break there. You can put stop limit, stop market, stuff like that. There's different options for the orders. You'll figure that out in time, but I'm just kind of breaking down the basics of it all with the stop limit. Also, you can buy with the stop limit. So say if I want to get in on a stock at $3, 301, looking for that break of $3. And the stock is currently at $295. I can put my stop limit order in. I click buy, and then I go to limit order. I'm going to put my trigger price being that 301 trigger. Then I'm going to put my limit price, the maximum amount that I'm willing to pay for that stock being, 305, 306 area with my trigger at 301. So once that stock reaches that $3 area, it breaks through there, $3, hits 301, my order will be placed, and I'll look to get in with my limit order there at 306. Basically, that's the limit order. You can have an option to do the market stop. So trigger price being, if it gets up to $3, I'm going to pay market price once it breaks $3. Not always a good idea on a fast moving stock. If a stock jumps over $3, goes to $3.50, you'll end up paying $3.50 for that market price if it doesn't fill earlier than that. So when I keep talking about being filled, that's basically the idea that once you put your order out there, what price you're being filled at. So if I put out a market order to buy this stock and it goes up to $2.50, and that's where I buy it. That's where my order gets filled. So the idea that you're placing an order and you're getting filled by the market, however many shares you're putting out there. If you're trying to buy a lot of shares, 10,000, 20,000 shares at a time, sometimes you'll get a partial fill on your order. You won't get filled the exact amount of shares that you want. Same idea that when you're trying to sell your stock, if it doesn't get filled, you'll get a partial fill. Say if you're trying to sell at 235 and all of a sudden the stock starts to plummet and you don't get a full fill and the stock drops, you'll have to put another order out there to get filled lower if it doesn't come back to where you're at. So you'll figure that out with time, kind of the best way to get in and out of the stocks. I always use limit orders to get in and out. That way, when I'm buying, I don't want to overpay a stock. If a stock jumps up really fast, I don't want to just buy it at any price, being, market order. I'm going to put my limit out there, kind of what the maximum amount that I'm looking to pay for it. And also the idea that when I'm selling it, kind of the lowest amount that I want to take for it on a limit. This, in time, you'll kind of figure out the best way personally how to get in and out. Some people use different orders and market orders and stop limits. It's just kind of a process over time. You'll figure out with your broker what's the best way. A couple brokers have, hot buttons and hot keys, and can you get in and out with a hot key just by pressing, shift 2 or command 2 to get out on the bid or the ask. And those are all things that you can set up. I've made other videos, more advanced videos talking about those, but right now we're just talking about the idea of getting in and out, buying and selling a stock, and how it works.